Shalom. I want to first start off giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000 and the rest of the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, this is the brother Abadia from the GMS Houston camp. I'm going to go into 1 Timothy 4 and 16. I have this one verse to bring out, and I'll see, if the Spirit give me, other verses to precept up with this verse. So this is 1 Timothy 4 and 16. Okay, it says, and this is out of the mouth of Paul. This is the epistle, the first epistle of Paul to the apostle. To Timothy. I'm sorry. The first epistle of the apostle Paul to Timothy. All right. It says, "Take heed unto thyself." And the scriptures tell us, before I read any further, in Romans 15 and 4, that the scriptures, things that were written aforetime were written for our learning, that through them we might have, let me just get it. We might have patience and hope. Now, it's worded a little bit different. Let me just bring it out real quick. All the scriptures apply. We're supposed to apply them. This is Romans 15 and 4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through the patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope." And that's what the scriptures do for us. It gives us examples, right? And wisdom and knowledge that we're supposed to use in these times that we're in. If in our life, and then it also helps with our faith. Okay, I'm gonna go back to 1 Timothy 4:16. All right, so this applies on to us. All right, it says, "Take heed unto thyself." All right, and you go into the word heed. It's like it's going into pay attention, or all the things that Paul was telling Timothy to do. If you go up and read the whole chapter, but really the verses before the 16th verse, Paul is saying, apply these to thyself. Apply this. Do it. And pay attention. All right, like the scripture saying, was that 2 Corinthians? Let me see, 2 Corinthians 13 and 6. No, 13 and 5. Okay, it says, "Examine yourselves, whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves." So we're supposed to be examining ourselves to see if we're, to check, that we're walking according to these scriptures. It says, prove your own self. You got to test yourself. Okay. It says, know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. So we're supposed to constantly, be watching ourselves and paying attention to how we're moving on this planet Earth. We're supposed to be walking to the best of our ability in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures. All right. Now going back to this 1 Timothy 4 and 16, it says, "And unto the doctrine." You see that? Because the doctrine is very important. All right. The doctrine is so important that Paul said in the book of Galatians, or the epistle, I'm sorry, to the Israelites in Galatia, the church of Galatia, the Israelites that believed in Yahushua in Galatia. Okay, and he told them that if anybody, even an angel, come and teach you a different doctrine from what he taught them, because he was 100% confident in the doctrine he was pushing, because Yahushua himself had taught him. And it goes into that in the book of Galatians, if I'm not mistaken. All right. And yeah, he said if any man or even an angel, I'm roughly paraphrasing, you can go read it. I believe it's in the first chapter. He said, let them be accursed. And I believe it repeated itself. Like, if because this doctrine is delicate. We got to teach the doctrine correctly. All right. So this is why Paul is saying, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. We got to make sure we walking right, and we got to make sure we on point with the teaching of this doctrine. It says, continue in them, continue to walk as a man of the Lord. All right. And teaching this doctrine correctly, and living the doctrine as well, where it applies. It says, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself. You see that? The doctrine, how we walk on this planet Earth, ultimately we know this. Let me say this, let me slow down. Ultimately, we have to be predestined before the foundation of the earth was even set to be saved. You have to be chosen, all right? But being of the chosen, there's a reflection that's going to be shown that you're of the chosen. The reflection should be a man of the Lord, a man that's walking to the best of his ability according to these scriptures, okay? And the doctrine. If you off on the doctrine, then you're not gonna be saved, because right here it's saying, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Because the way we walk and what we teach, if we're giving that information on to the hopeful elect, okay, that when we teach, we hope that our teachings fall upon the elect. That's why our faith is at, okay? And if they take the words and apply them, and get into the doctrine, or the ones that, well, I'll say this, the brothers that's in the truth, you know what I'm saying? Especially the younger brothers, and you're steady sharpening them in the doctrine, and also being an example of a man of the Lord in action. You know what I'm saying? Not in word only, but also in deed, as the scriptures say. Okay, and also to the ones that haven't received this truth, but if they take heed unto the doctrine, okay, because the scriptures say in Romans 10 and 17 that faith cometh by hearing, and hearing the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so how we walk and what we teach, this doctrine, is detrimental. Our salvation depends upon it. That's why these other groups that's going off on the doctrine, and if they're going off on the doctrine, only the Lord knows, how they're living, and if they continue down that path, they're gonna be destroyed. Okay, so I'm gonna end it right there. Lord willing, this video was edifying. And until the next one, I say shalom.